Hello. It's time for our next video. First, a little hiccup. Anyone who has a cat would appreciate that. By the way, this cat does not look too unlike my Missy cat. So today we're going back in time. We're going to go back to July of 2019, about mid-July, August, when I first played Minecraft. Not the beta, but the other. So we're starting out here on top of the little mini apartment that I made for the family. And we're right here with the black cat that I made out of wool. It was lots of fun to do. At this time I was experimenting with all the different types of terracotta, just because I could and was curious about terracotta. You notice my buildings are all what everybody's buildings are, I think, when they first begin this game. Rectangles, boxes, squares, whatevers. Everything I did was I built into the side of a mountain. It saved me from trying to figure out roofs. Yes, I know it's cheating. Absolutely 100%. And I am all for it. So yeah, this is just a little mini apartment in case any other family members had wanted to play at the time that we were playing. By this time in the build stage, it was myself, my husband, and my daughter that were playing. This little bridge goes to the Nether. Really fun stuff. We just stuffed it in a cave because we didn't want to get killed. I mean, originally the path was a lot longer than this, so I made the bridge to just shorten the run. And yes, I know I tell you guys I hate acacia. I really do hate acacia. I like diorite more than I like acacia wood. But at the time I was just experimenting with every single color I could find. Now this is all the pet pens that we have. We each had or have, because it's still here, of a snow fox. And they're so cute, little blue tips and noses and things. And the cats and the dogs. And then down here is where the dockyard is. I can see where the boats get fixed. This is like a little barracks for the castle keep wall. The wall goes all the way down inside and outside as far as that hill and as far as that hill. I know they're more like mountains, but you know, we haven't seen the mountains yet, have we? So out here is where the actual dock would be. Yes, I have trouble with doors. And we'll be back to here later to show you the gates and stuff like that. But right now we're just going to keep touring the inside. All the Halloween stuff is because we ended this serving game. Like, we stopped playing on this game in October, I think, of 2019. So you can see the little apartment from here. This is the potions / magic studio, magic room. That's why we were growing the nether wart out there, because it was just easier access. Up here is where the storage room is. I made use of caves and things like that, and I just rectangled them. And then, you know, I was building with diorite and granite because we lived in a mountain. It was the first material I had. And I mean, it looks like marble. It looks pretty affluent. Come on. So we have marble with a touch of granite. You know, like the wealthy people. Yeah, this was meant to be a map room, but I never got the maps done. I was going to do maps of the different areas where our causeway went, but I just never got to it. And this is just a way for getting the horses out from the stable to the causeway. And the causeway is just that way. That's the way we brought villagers over. I mean, our first village was a tragedy. We were going to get villagers from a closer village, and we sort of killed some villagers on the way to the village and didn't realize we'd trigger something called a raid. Boy, was that an educational experience. The whole village was wiped right out. It was a tragedy. And that's just where the mine is. Up here is just, it was going to be a bee room when the bees came, but we weren't here when they did come. And I don't think it would have worked out very well anyway, because it's a bit small for the beehives and the campfires, and I didn't have fire spread turned off, so I think this probably would have worked out badly. In the long run, it would have just been a disaster. This is like the main living area. It's just a sideway passage to get to and from, and it can lead right up to the farms, which are on the roof of our house. And then when we go this way, this is my room with my husband. And our tables and our chairs. And yeah, this is back when I was bored or boring with my interiors as well. But you know what? It's a learning experience. This is the fun thing about this game. You are constantly evolving and constantly learning new things. And it's really fun when you have things to learn. So my daughter's room was the one we were just in. And then this is, like I said, the main living area with the kitchen table, the kitchen, and a big living room that faces the aquarium. This is a very big aquarium. This is the tree yard. This is where I grew all the trees. And in that big building there is a garbage compactor. Lava source plus a water source. Up this way is the villager home. This whole big building is just for the villagers. It's they can walk around anywhere they want within the village. Their beds were on the right side and their workstations were on the left. And out back here we even had a greenhouse for the farmers. I'm sure they liked it. You know, they had everything they needed. Now we're going to come in from the side courtyard. Down through the water fountain. And then around here to the inside of the aquarium, which you can swim in it from up at the top. But from here, it's just like a ceiling of glass. Because I wanted to do like a kind of walk-through tunnel. And I think I'm going to expand on that for my next aquarium project. In one of my worlds that I go visit, I'm going to put in a base inside of an aquarium. So the aquarium will be the outside and the base will be on the inside. I think it'll be fun. Just around my base with a water source. That's the workroom. And if you notice, everything connects with passages everywhere because I'm like a rabbit. I like to have more than one way to get in and out. So here's the farmyards and the turtles. That was a trick and a half learning about turtles and learning how to use some hoppers and stuff and learning how to use redstone. Like my daughter did all the redstone and whatever work. And we don't have redstone farms here because we just didn't really understand the concept of them. So we didn't use them. All of our food and that came from growing it ourselves. And of course the llama pens, the horse pens, the sheep pens, and the birdhouse. That's where we keep the parrots. Because otherwise you'll go crazy with all the noise. That's why we put the animals farther from the rooms, because it drives you nuts after a while. If you notice, we have a little music box in this room because if we want to come visit our birds and we wanted to play the music records and they could dance, we had that option. Everything was double doors with me because we had animals get out, and it was a real pain. This is the jacuzzi my daughter did, and it was one of the first little redstone things I think that she did. I do believe it was Mumbo's design, but I'm not sure. This is the rest of the garden. The area you're looking at used to be a big, huge chunk of mountain rock, and I carved all of it away. And this is the bunny pen. We made it really big. And the kelp pen is here, so we cut up the kelp, and we have other fish in the kelp pen. And we have fishing rods here, so we could go fishing for fun. And of course, you got your bamboo and your delicious cookie making. Oh, yes, absolutely gotta have the way to make the cookies. You say brown dye, I say cookie. Cookies. Now we're back out here at the dock, and we're going to take a little boat trip. Now, I really had to bug my daughter to put that gate in, and she did, with all speed, make the gate. It's quite cool. I like it. It looks like a portcullis when it's down, and when it's out of the way, sideways, it's a nice little passageway. And this is what my husband and I worked on. Took us better part of a month to make most of the causeways. It was a big job with all the wall laying and the water logging, and oh God, it was crazy. This is a stop on the way of the water one. I call it the bunny house because it looks like a little spotted bunny rabbit from the outside. It's all birch because the birches were the biggest thing in the area. It's just a little quick stop in case, you know, it's nighttime or you need to get away from thunderstorms. I was terrified of thunderstorms at this time. So, you know, yeah, I always had this in mind. It's always in the back of my mind. And here is the dark oak woods with the dark oak house. This house, I built it, and I had the dark oak trees still whole. As you can see, there's whole trees here. And then I just built the house as part of the trees. Which was a pain, but I gave it a go because I thought, oh, tree house out of dark oak. Can't hurt, right? And then you've got the, oh, my brain's not working right now. Just got another little stop on the way to the ocean, because the ocean is relatively far. It's a few days journey, about 2 or 3 days by game. But now it was cut down to maybe 2 days because of the boating. And this is just your way to the little ocean house. The ocean house, we have another set of brewing stands and things like that here for water potions like night vision and air breathing. The ocean is really big. I can't take you to the little ocean house I made because I can't find my way. It's embarrassing, but I don't know where it is now. But I did build a house out at a coral reef. But this was just a nice little summer home. You know, you want to get away from the castle and just enjoy a smaller house. And again, I was playing around with different building materials. Like this time it was sandstone. So I'm just going to get out of the dock and go back. This is a small stop in the middle of the ocean. Honestly, I did try to find the other house, just couldn't, but this is just a tiny little station on the way that I made. And this is part of the causeway. And it links up to 2 villages. Now, we were going to originally put a causeway that way towards the snow places and things like that, but never got it done. And then this is the first village's house. Yes, I know it's kind of, well, rectangular. Don't judge too harshly. It's my first world. And then my husband and I built all of this out. Oh, it was insane. My husband did a lot of the actual cut work for all this. And then this is another village that's just up from this house. I mean, we built this so we could trade with other villages if we wanted to, not just our own villagers. So we have, you know, this nice little wood house. And yes, it looks like a patchwork quilt because I like quilting. Or, well, I used to like actually weaving. So I made things with lots of different colors. And it was one of my first structures that had a roof on it. Don't ask me to do roofs. I really hate doing them. And we're heading out past the skeleton. Out to this one. This is out at the furthest point you can get to on a horse. And then you'd have to walk by foot to the northeast to get to the jungle. We put in a nether portal to the jungle. There's a house in the jungle too. I'm not sure. Maybe in another video I'll show you the jungle house. But this is the savannah house. I put in a lot of little patios, used mostly the woods of the area because I believe in, if you're going to build near a village, keeping it similar to the area or the locale you're in. So I use one wood as an accent and then one or two woods as an accent, and then I use the primary color of the area, which in this case is this awful pumpkin orange. I'd love to have the blocks toned down just a wee bit. It would be nice if it was just lighter instead of a bright orange. Maybe that'll deal with the monsters. And then of course I've forgotten where you go to get out. I'm embarrassed to say I'm not very good at getting horses into paddocks, and I kind of always forget where I was parked. So now we're going to ride back home. And that's what it looked like. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, hit the little bell so you know when I'm doing stuff again. And I hope to see you again next time. Thanks for watching.